What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Friday Night Wars. I'm Joe Morley, and of course, you don't see Mike on the mic because Mike on the mic is suspended for his Charger take. He's not allowed to come on this show because he said that signing Corey Linsley was like the Tom Brady signing last year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When you compare a center to a quarterback and the greatest quarterback of all time, you're not allowed to come back. Plus, he's hiding because I won again. I got to win number 12, so why not? Why not bring on Joe Scurto from Turn Up the Jets from Sports Force? You guys already know him. So we're going to do a Not Your Average Joe Friday Night Wars. So hit that intro.
Let's get ready to rumble. Step into the war zone. 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 Friday night war zone. Friday night war zone. Hey yo, it's Phil.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's kind of weird being on the other side of the spectrum here. Excited to battle with you, Joe. And for you, Mike, I'm trying to fill your shoes and excited to get started. So let's go. Let's do it.
Let me tell you, Joe, it's not going to be hard. It's not going to be hard to fill Mike's shoes because I'm like Greg Jennings and Madden. I put the team on my back and I carry this show. Mike already knows. That's why he was like, I'll just take the week off. It's fine.
Yeah, well, Greg Jennings is tough to beat when he's running 50 yards downfield, grabbing that leg. So I know I got my hands full, but I'm ready for the challenge, Joe. I'm not going to take it easy on you. I hope you know that.
And I know it's going to be tough for you to stare across and see this because you're used to seeing Brian, a not so good-looking guy, but now I'm here. So we got the two good-looking guys from the Warzone Sports Network ready to put it down here on Friday Night Wars. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's hop into this first topic.
Opening weekend in baseball, will we see over or under 6 batters hit 50 home runs or more?
So for me, I mean, listen, we haven't seen 6 hitters hit 50 home runs since early 2000s. And guess what? That was the steroid era. Barry Bonds, Mike McGuire, Sammy Sosa, Luis Gonzalez. Luis Gonzalez probably the only guy that wasn't tested positive for steroids. They all hit 50 home runs. And then in 2017, when Stan and Judge hit 50 home runs, the world lost their mind. So we haven't really seen 6. 6 is a stretch. I get it. This is a home run league. More and more, even though we don't have that steroid era period anymore, but the balls fly out. And I think it has a lot to do with the pitchers throwing a lot harder. We're seeing most starters throwing 95 plus. If you don't throw 95 plus, you better have good off speed. And I don't know, maybe these balls are warped. I have no idea. But for me, it's crazy to think that 6 guys are going to hit 50 home runs. I would be surprised, maybe half, maybe 3. I think Alonso has the power to do it. If Judge can stay healthy, he obviously has the power to do it. There's definitely guys that have the ability to do it. I could even say Acuna, Trout, even though Trout's never had it, but it's so tough. And I mean, I'd say 3 at the absolute most are going to hit 50 home runs because we haven't seen it and we didn't even see it when everyone was taking steroids. So I'm willing to put a lot of money that's under 6 players are hitting 50 home runs this season in the MLB season.
6 hitters with more than 50 home runs. Joe, I know what you said, but pump me up because I think that's very possible, Joe. I'm taking the yes on this one. The balls are juiced just like the pitchers are talking about, and chicks dig the long ball. I could see possibly 10, maybe even 1 guy with 60 home runs this season. The long ball is baseball. This is the only way that so-called non-baseball fans are going to tune into the game. You and I, we love baseball. We could sit through a no-hitter. We could sit through a 2-1 game. But the casual baseball fan wants to see what? The long ball. And I think with the full schedule, the full 162 games, these guys are going to have their schedule down, their rhythm down. The balls are going to be flying. There's nothing better than a warm summer afternoon and hearing that crack of the bat and seeing that ball fly over the fence, right? So, yes, Joe, Jax will be back. Jax will be flying, and we will see over 6 players with 50 home runs. You can put it on the board. Yes. That's what I don't know, Joe. That's what I'm going with. I'm trying to sit here and come up with the names of the people who can do it. And, you know, I could see, even though we haven't, like you said, we haven't seen them, but there's a couple guys that I can see just go on a tear and happen. Because yes, they got the whole full spring training down, but some of these pitchers show up later in the season. It takes your rhythm to get into it. So I don't know. I'm optimistic about it. I want it to happen.
Yeah, like you said, for the casuals, it's great. Also love the put on the board. I think that really made your point. But yeah, for me, it's tough to name it. Even I was trying to name who could hit 50 home runs. I mean, of course, the last three players we've seen was Judge, Stanton, and Alonso. And I mean, I don't even think Stanton has hit 50 home runs since then, all combined, because he's been injured. So the injuries, the 162 game season, I think I have to put that in perspective too, because how are these guys going to do? I mean, of course they had the full spring training, but if they get right into it from going to 60 to 162, especially with COVID, I don't know. There's a lot of circumstances going. I think there's a lot of talented guys out there, but there's also a lot of talented pitchers. So I'm interested to see. Of course, it will be exciting to see a lot of home runs, but at the same time, I'm a biased pitcher. I pitched back in the day in college, so I got to root for my pitchers and hope that they don't let up 50 plus home runs to 6 different guys.
Yeah. And here's my thing is I see the lineups. Some of the lineups have gotten better. Some of the lineups have given big hitters the protection, or at least somebody behind them that the pitchers are scared of. So they're going to have to pitch to some more of these guys. And I just hope it works out. But I guess we'll see in about what, about 6 months right now.
Right. We'll see. It should be exciting.
All right, we'll hop into topic number 2. Here we go.
Are the 40 times relevant this year without the NFL Combine?
No, the 40 times aren't relevant anymore, especially this season, this off season. Everyone has ran a great time. Have you seen one person not run a good 40 this off season? I posted on my Twitter account that I ran an unofficial 4.46 yesterday. No scouts were there in my backyard, but I ran it. You could take my word for it, right, Joe? I'm an honest person. Linebackers, wide receivers, quarterbacks, all of them have ran 4.4s this offseason. Without the combine, I think the numbers are a little bit inflated. And plus, Daniel Jeremiah, the NFL Network, talked about this earlier, and Mike and I got to discuss it a little bit with James Coe on Welcome to the Warzone. Next-gen stats are improving the game and the scouting department in the NFL. NFL teams know exactly how fast these guys are running in game-time situations. The running in shorts and the T-shirts isn't going to make the tape look any better, right? So I'm a hard no on the 40 times being relevant anymore. It's just something to flash around, look pretty, and say, look at this, look at this. But at the end of the day, you put that right there and you file it right there in the trash can.
Joe, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree. I'm going to say yes here because, look, it may not be relevant to you and I sitting at home, but it's relevant to these prospects. Okay. We're going to overact to the pro day now because we don't have a combine anymore. Only the top 150 are invited to Indianapolis this year. It's not the norm anymore. This is COVID season. These prospects not only didn't really have the ability to showcase their skills at a combine, and some of them didn't even play a full season due to COVID. So this is very relevant for these players. Rashad Moore is a perfect example. He was injured in almost all season in 2020. He only had about 230 receiving yards, nothing too crazy. Him running a 4.29, that, whether we think it's right or not, that is going to drive his draft stock way up, way up. And Zach Wilson has probably benefited from this from anyone, even though he didn't run a 40, just the pro day in general. And then you look at Mac Jones. We thought Mac Jones was just unathletic quarterback. We saw the picture with the shirt off with the cigar. He runs a 4.8. He's a lot faster than we think. Justin Fields, he runs a 4.4, fastest since 2006, I believe it was. So these guys, it may not matter at the end of the day. It's not going to help them be a better player, but it's going to be relevant for them because they may get picked earlier. And these teams are going to get more hyped up because this guy's fast. Rashad Moore ran a 4.29. Let's do it. There's no longer wide receivers that have to be 6'4", 215 pounds. As long as they're the fastest guy out there, like we've seen with the past, Tyreek Hill, and then that's why Henry Ruggs was the top guy in the draft last year. I think it's going to be relevant because we don't have really much more to judge off during these difficult times. So it's not relevant to us, but all it matters is it's relevant to those players, and they're going to get drafted earlier because of it. And the scouts are going to feel better, even though it might not be the best decision to end. So, yeah, it's relevant. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's something that they can hang their head off and say like, I was injured last year and it helped me. Look, this is what I did. I improved and I'm back to my form. Yeah, I guess the players can feel that way, but I just think as overall, it's nothing again.
Right. I'm someone who doesn't think the pro day is this huge thing, but it is. It's a weird time, and we have to overreact on something, right? Like people want to overreact with Mac Jones or with Justin Fields, like I mentioned, and that's okay. I mean, there's really not much more we can go off of. So, and this is basically the combine, and even the combine, is the combine really a huge deal to someone's success? No, I think it's all about the scheme fit at the end of the day of the player. All these players are great. They all can run good 40 times, but the scheme fit's not there. It's not going to happen. But for these guys, it definitely, like, these are limited. They have limited time to prove themselves. So might as well run a good 40 and maybe have a better chance to get drafted earlier. So
I don't know how you can just say, oh, Mac Jones. You got to say Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
That's how you
And by the way, if the 49ers draft him, they are crazy.
Hey,
Crazy.
I don't know. I saw that video of the pro day of Mac Jones, and he hit the ceiling. Right, he hit the ceiling on the one throw, and then he overthrew two of them, two passes. And the first one they show Belichick, and then the second one they show Kyle Shanahan. And I've seen a lot of TikTok videos about that, and it's just like Shanahan's flashback of the Super Bowl, watching it. Like, and I sent a text to my buddy who's a 49er fan. I go, at this moment, Kyle Shanahan knew Mac Jones was not his quarterback.
Yeah, literally, though. I think the Belichick thing was ironic timing. I don't think he was shaking his head because of that, but I would like to think he is. And of course, you enjoyed it. You want them to draft Mac Jones because you have to hate the 49ers, right? Being a Raiders fan, that's like a thing.
Well, I don't like the 49ers, but here's my thing. I want other teams to start making mistakes because everybody puts the Raiders in that category. The Raiders take chances sometimes, and it doesn't come out good. So finally, I want somebody else to get criticized in the offseason besides my team.
I respect that. I mean, I feel the same way, of course. So I can agree with that. I would like to see the Niners draft Mac Jones too. Screw them. We got all their coaches anyway with the Jets, so might as well see what they can do.
Well, this could be the first year that we see 4 quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3, 4, and it could be 5 quarterbacks in the top 10, right? Which is crazy to think about. And not every quarterback turns out great. So how many of these quarterbacks are actually going to be good? Which one is not going to turn out to be one? We talk a lot of crap about Mac Jones, but could he be the best one in the class and prove us all wrong? And one of these other top ones fall? That guy who's, I think this is great for Trevor Lawrence right now that all these other guys are getting this hype because everybody already knows Trevor Lawrence is going number 1. So nobody's talking about him. So all that hype about Trevor Lawrence has kind of dropped. And he's just sitting back like nothing happened. And these other guys are taking all the media, taking all the attention and building themselves up. So all the hype's going to be on them.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, it's so tough to judge. 5 quarterbacks in the top 10 is crazy. I mean, one of these guys could be really good or only one of them could be a bust, or none of them could be good or none of them could be a bust. We simply don't know. And that's kind of what I relate back to the scheme fit. That's all it really depends. I mean, if the Niners drafted Mac Jones and he performed well, then that just says, okay, well, Kyle Shanahan has the best system in the NFL. Yeah. And that's really what it is. And yeah, I mean, Trevor Lawrence, he's chilling. He knows he's going 1. And if anybody, I think Zach Wilson's most pressured because he has had by far the most hype. He's going to go 2, and he might have to be coming to New York. So he's going to have a lot on his plate. Let's see if he can handle it. But with Lawrence, he's chilling. There's still going to be pressure as soon as his name's called. But right now he could sit back and relax.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with all that quarterback drama. And if it even plays out the way it's supposed to play out, like people are saying, but it's going to be interesting to watch. But hey, let's all hop on to that next topic.
Will the Red Sox finish better than 3rd in the AL East?
The Boston Red Sox will finish better than 3rd place in 2021. And let me tell you why, okay? And the Red Sox problem is that they don't have good pitching. I've heard that so many times. But over the last few years, even though they've been in the bottom of the East, they've had top 10 production from their lineup. It's only going to get better. I know we don't have Mookie anymore, but guys that they've added, like Kike Hernandez, I think he's going to really help them out. Joe, secondhand. But back with the pitching, I think the Red Sox lineup is going to be okay. Bogarts, Devers, JD Martinez, Christian Vasquez, they're going to be just fine. You look at the Yankees pitching. Their sure thing is Garrett Cole. After that, you have a Corey Kluber who hasn't pitched since 2018. You have Jameson Taillon who's had Tommy John surgery 2 different times. Jordan Montgomery never stays on the field. And Domingo Germán, who just came off a suspension because he's doing all the wrong things. You look at the Rays rotation. They have Tyler Glass now. And then this is when it gets awful. You have a long reliever, supposedly Ryan Yarbrough. And then you have Chris Archer, Michael Wacha, and Rich Hill. Those guys might not even provide 30 starts combined. They're always injured. And the Blue Jays, again, they have Hyun-Jin. He's the sure thing. After that, what do they really have? Not much. All these teams have good lineups, but they don't have this great pitching. The Red Sox are missing Erod and Chris Sale. Let's not forget about that. They're 2 best pitchers. If you put one of those guys back in, if Erod comes in, and if the Sox start hot and Erod comes back in, and then Sale comes back in after that, that's all it means. That's all it matters at that point. And they could start off hot. They played the Orioles the first 3 games. It's a long season, but with a team that has a bad pitching staff, but has both of their best guys on the shelf, if you start hot, you take advantage of your lineup, your pitching maybe overperforms in a sense, they absolutely can finish second. The Blue Jays are an inexperienced team. The Rays are going to regress. I don't have to mention the Orioles. And I still don't think the Yankees are a sure thing. We've been saying they're going to win the World Series every year. They haven't done that since 2009. Right? We didn't think the Sox were going to win the World Series in 2013 when they signed Napoli and all these other weird guys, Johnny Gomes. They did it, and then they did it again in 2018. I'm sure Joe remembers that. So the Red Sox are going to finish better than third. I think they're going to surprise a lot, but it all depends on their pitching. Their pitching has to start off hot. They have to overperform in a sense, and their hitting just got to do their thing. I'm not worried about them.
The Boston Red Sox have improved. And you know what? I'm with you. I think they have a great lineup. I think they have a great lineup right there, batting lineup. But the pitching, like you said, everybody brings up the pitching, and I'm going to bring it up again. The pitching staff, can they hold up? Can they do their job? I don't think they can. I think the Blue Jays have improved enough. I think the Yankees will stay healthy enough to win the division. How good is that young Oriole team? Can they be a little bit competitive? We'll have to see on that. The Rays are fresh off a World Series appearance. It's crazy how the Red Sox fans have gone from January that this team sucks. What's management doing? We could lose 100 games, right? And that's January. Now Red Sox fans are like, oh, we could take this division. We're the best team in the AL East. We got this. Man, I think get that crap on out of here. That's what I'm going to say. The Red Sox are improved, but not enough. Not enough. The Red Sox will struggle, and I think I have them. I know I told people not to jump on the Blue Jay train, and I'm going to kind of jump on it a little bit. But I think the Red Sox finish 4th in that division. It's going to go Yankees, Blue Jays, Rays, then the Red Sox. Joe, you and the Red Sox Nation can sit back and cheer for Mookie Betts in the postseason again, because the Red Sox the Red Sox season will be over quickly.
Hey, I mean, the Red Sox beat the Dodgers, though. We forget about that?
I don't forget about it, but it kind of like you guys made up for it by go ahead and sending Mookie Betts on over. Like you guys were like, hey, we apologize for what we did. Here you guys go.
He's probably arguably the best hitter in baseball right now. Here you go. Oh,
the Red Sox beat the Dodgers and then go and build their team around 3 Dodgers.
Yeah, that's kind of ironic, and they give by far their best player away to the Dodgers. I know no Red Sox fan is ever going to forgive the organization doing that, especially when Mookie's inducted to the Hall of Fame in like 15 years.
The last time the Red Sox gave up a great player, it didn't work out too well, right? When Babe Ruth and all that stuff.
Right. I mean, they also gave up years ago when they gave the Dodgers Manny and Beckett and all those bums. Well, actually, it was. What'd you say?
Good old Manny Wood in Hollywood.
Yep. Right.
Manny had to take his pill. I mean, yeah. It seems like they've been making the big trades with each other lately and dumping
Yeah.
salary here and there, and it works out. It finally worked out for the Dodgers this time, but wow, I don't know. I don't know if Mookie Betts would have really signed back with Red Sox anyways, and that's what Red Sox fans have to look at. Was he really going to sign back? And if he wasn't, you finally got somebody. And you know what? I like Alex Verdugo. I hope he becomes a big time star in the league and people actually recognize him, and hopefully he'll get there one day. But I mean, just looking at the package, it's like, yeah, it doesn't look good because he goes out and wins the World Series 1 year after he's gone. But I mean, it didn't make the Patriots look good either that Tom Brady left and did it. So players are going to do it, and the organization has to get to where they need to be. And I think the Red Sox have made a lot of improvements, and they're a lot better than what people thought they were going to be. Like I said 2 months ago, and they could prove me wrong on this topic and go crazy. You know what I mean? Because that lineup right there, and I think one of the underrated signings for you guys are for the Red Sox is Marwin Gonzalez.
Yeah, I do too. I think that it's weird. They got all these like Swiss Army knife guys like Kike, Marwin Gonzalez. They even have Danny Santana in the minor leagues. Like all these guys can play a billion positions, and those are the best guys. Honestly, I love the Marwin Gonzalez side. I think they only gave him like 2 million 1 year, 2 million. I don't love the approach that Heim Bloom's doing. He is acting like it's a small market and like we're like the Boston Rays basically. But I get what he's doing at the end of the day. At least he's following up with this plan, and we'll have to see. The pitching's not good, and I'll say that right now. But all it takes is one of those guys like to overperform. And I mean, they got some young guys with Tanner Houck. He's supposed to be one of their best prospects. He's only 25. He came in last year and was lights out at the end of the year. So got to keep the faith until the faith is broken. That's how it's been the last few years for the Red Sox. I just want to compete. Even if they're in third place, I'll be happy. I just want to be in the playoff race. I don't want to be just saying, oh, it's August, they're already out. I'm just watching a meaningless game. I just want to watch meaningful games at the end of the day.
So Joe, if the pitching isn't good on the Yankees, the pitching isn't good on the Red Sox, the Rays are going to play bullpen games all the time like they normally do. Right, the Orioles, we don't have to talk about them. The Blue Jays, you said not good. So does that go back to my other topic of where we could see over six people hit 50 home runs because these lineups are stacked, and now we're just going to see, and the Red Sox are going to have to compete in games that are like 10-8.
Yeah, I mean, obviously all those lineups are stacked, and low key, the Orioles lineup isn't even that bad. They got some good young guys coming up, and I know that Trey Mancini's coming back, but 50 home runs still, it's tough to do. I don't know, Joe. I'm not giving you that one. I think it's still under 6. But of course, the AL East, their pitching is really suspect. And that's why I think the Sox have a chance, because it's not like, of course, on paper, the Yankees are the best team, but are they really? Like, are they really that much better than the Blue Jays? Are they really that much better than the Red Sox or the Rays? Obviously, they're that much better than the Orioles. We're just trashing on the Orioles. But that's my point. I mean, after Garrett Cole, I mean, this isn't 2015 anymore. Is Corey Kluber, his velocity's down. He's throwing like 88 to 90. I don't know if I'm excited about that. And it's not like their bullpen is much better. So that's all I'm giving them a shot. Maybe the Yankees come in and Garrett Cole wins the Cy Young and it's a different point, and Kluber wins comeback player of the year. Anything could happen. So, but with the 50 home runs, sorry, Joe, I'm still not giving you that one. I think it's still going to be less than 6.
All right. Oh, I almost got you there. Baseball season is back though, and I'm happy about it. I'm glad that we're going to watch the whole season, the whole 100+ games. Hopefully nothing happens. But if you guys are watching at home, you guys already know it's still Friday Night Wars. You still have to vote. You can vote for Joe or Joe, but make sure you put like an S. Make sure you put something. I don't care. Put Joe. If you put Joe, it doesn't matter because I'm going to claim it anyways. But can Joe get his first win on Friday Night Wars? It's up to you guys. So I don't know. We have to find a way to make sure that it's either Joe Morley or Joe Scurto. It's up to you. Put it in there because Mike's not getting that win this week. So Mike's done. Mike's already out. I got 12 wins. I can share one with you, Joe. You can have one of my wins if you want it. You can have it because Mike ain't catching up anyway. So I can just give these away right now.
Yeah, I mean, let's do it. Give me that first career win. I think I earned it, fans. And come on, you sporting Sports Force, might as well support Sports Force here. right? Show that me and Brian are here to stay. Let's go. Give me that dub.
Brian, you can go ahead and put my name down there and vote for me if you're watching. But like Joe said, Warzone Sports Network, guys, we got 3 weekly shows right now. We got Welcome to the Warzone. We got Sports Force with Joe and Brian. And we got this one right here, Friday Night Wars. So make sure you guys are likes, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button so you guys are good and ready to go. And we have more coming for you. And Joe knows what's coming up. Everything's going to be good. But it is Friday Night War. It is baseball season is back, Joe. Are you ready? Let's go. Woo, woo.
Let's go. Let's go.
And let me finish this off because Mike's not here. So I got to finish it off the way that Mike says. When you talk sports, you never know when you're going to go to war. Like Max Kellerman takes a lot, but I think he just says a bunch of crap just to say it.
Oh, for sure. And that's why he's good. I mean, even though I don't really like him, that's why he's famous. And I'm not. So
All
righty.
right.
One day, hopefully that's the goal.